The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Hey, what up, YouTube fam? It's Dupree, aka Darth Hater, here with some fresh, brand new Star Wars news for you. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and also check out my last video because it greatly helps out the channel. So let's get into it. So reportedly, The Mandalorian Season 4 is being turned into the next Star Wars movie to be released. Jeff Snyder of the Hot Mic has taken to his podcast to share an update on the next Star Wars movie, which might come as a shock to some readers, but not to all that have been following for the recent months. Before delving into what was heard, Snyder shared on his latest episode of his podcast, The Hot Mic, which he co-hosts with John Roca, that things in the film industry have changed, including plans due to a Writers Guild of America strike and the SAG-AFTRA strikes, and that this in particular has impacted Star Wars pre-strikes. Snyder reported that the Daisy Ridley-led untitled Star Wars movie was set to be the next Star Wars film to be released, and that Lucasfilm were eyeing an April 2024 start. Snyder, as well as Hollywood Trade and various insiders, all pointed towards the Ridley film being the first Star Wars movie to release since 2019's The Rise of Skywalker. However, Snyder is now hearing that the Ridley-led New Jedi Order movie is seemingly no longer the next Star Wars film looking to release in theaters. He went on to say, "I think we've been operating under the impression that the Daisy Ridley movie was going to be the next Star Wars movie. I know I was certain they announced like 3 movies and I was like, okay, the Daisy Ridley one is the furthest thing I think. It has director and all. Anyway, it doesn't sound like that one may be next." The news that the Ridley film may come as a surprise, given that just recently the film's lead, Daisy Ridley herself, shared that she believes her Star Wars film, set to be directed by Sharmeen Obadia-Chinoy, was set to be the next Star Wars movie released in theaters. The next Star Wars film slated to be released on May 22nd, 2026. However, Snyder is now hearing from his Disney sources that this is no longer the case, and went on to share that the next Star Wars film to be released will actually be the 4th season of The Mandalorian, which is now taking shape as a movie instead of a season of TV. He also said, "A couple months ago, I shot this one down that there were rumors that season 4 of The Mandalorian could be turned into a movie. I think at the time I didn't think that was necessarily the case. However, that is now what I am starting to hear. The odds are that in that project's favor, whatever season 4 of The Mandalorian turns out to be. Whoever it is, whatever it turns out, whatever shape it takes, it is looking like it could be the next Star Wars movie, and that might be the thing that announced before the end of this year." You might think that this Mando Season 4 turning into a movie rumor sounds familiar, and that's because it is. In July, 5 months ago, Making Stars reported that Lucasfilm and Disney were considering turning the 4th season of The Mandalorian into a feature film, and that executives quite liked the idea. Making Stars stressed that this was simply an option that Disney was considering and was dependent on how significant of an impact the strikes had on The Mandalorian Season 4's production and other Star Wars productions. The Hot Mic conversation moved on to the Mando's leading man, Pedro Pascal, will be available to star in the film, giving his commitments to Fantastic Four and The Last of Us Season 2, both of which begin filming early next year, and Weapons, a movie he shoots later in 2024. John Roca stressed his concerns about the supporting cast not having enough of a draw at the box office, including Katie Sackhoff and Rosario Dawson. But Snyder seemed baffled as to how Pascal would be available for the film, something I've been saying quite for some time. He said, "I don't know how you get Pascal on camera if this movie winds up being the next given on the schedule for the next 4 to 6 months. Maybe it's another person in a suit and he comes in and does voiceover. I don't know." The conversation between the Hot Mic hosts then shifted between the idea of The Mandalorian Season 4 becoming a movie not seeming like a billion-dollar film idea, but Snyder added that he thinks that Lucasfilm are anxious to get a movie out in the theaters and that this is the quickest way given the world building that's gone into this time period with multiple seasons of The Mandalorian as well as spin-offs such as The Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka. Snyder added that perhaps the expectation of this release isn't to make $1 billion, but just to start the ball rolling in regards to finally getting a Star Wars film back in theaters. with a more modest budget and goal. I'm sure a question many readers have, as I have myself had, is this film going to act as a Mandalorian crossover event film that was ancient, that was talked about at Star Wars Celebration back in April, that was to be directed by Dave Filoni, or is this something else? I don't know, and Snyder didn't have the answer either. It would make sense that this effort becomes the Filoni direct Mandoverse film, as The Mandalorian Season 3 and Ahsoka both end in a way where you could just simply jump into a Filoni fic. The next Star Wars movie is currently dated to release on May 2026. On May 22nd, 2026. Wow, this is an interesting read. I'm hoping that The Mando Season 4 still continues to be a TV show instead of a movie. I know we're supposed to be getting Dave Filoni's movie sometime soon, but I think Mando is best suited as a TV show. To go from 3 seasons, which were very good, and to season 4 being a movie, I just don't think fits too well. I think the Mando crossover event, which was talked about a la the Avengers type thing, would work, but I don't think Mando season 4 needs a movie just yet. Mando is a great character and all, but I think we could do a lot more with a season 4. But this is also interesting that they're kind of shaking things up between this and the Daisy Ridley film that I just reported on. Personally, I think the Daisy Ridley film really will be the next Star Wars movie in the lineup coming up. I don't know what else could be happening. We have that, and then reports not too long ago about the Donald Glover Lando Calrissian film that's supposed to be coming. So who knows when we're gonna get some more news on that. But like I said, personally, I think the Daisy Ridley film really is the next thing coming up. Mando Season 4 as a movie would be interesting, but I personally think it serves best as a TV show. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think Mando Season 4 should be turned into a movie, or do you think it's best as a TV show? Do you think some other movie will take its place and be coming up first in the movie lineup instead of Daisy Ridley's next Star Wars movie? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And as always, if you guys like this video, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell to get notifications from all my latest videos. That would be great. Anyway, guys, take care. See you in the next one. May the Force be with you. Bye.